All set there?
We're good.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, justice for all.
Just take the dog. It's just confusion.
Welcome to the November meeting, Foundation Board of Directors. Paul, can you please call the roll, certify the quorum, and offer proof of notice?
Okay, we have Matt Barger, Karen Gilmartin, Tim Carter, Steve Burke, Nathaniel Monks, Margie Cassia, present, and Pat Kepke on Zoom. So we have a full quorum, and notice was posted in accordance with Florida statute.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve last month's meeting's minutes?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? So the President's report. So I just want to share with everyone a quick update on our food and beverage project. We are moving along from the construction point of view. The supply chain and labor shortage issues that we were really concerned about have not manifested themselves to any meaningful degree at this point. We're looking pretty good as long as the Fire County cooperates. And we are looking at, hopefully, we're very hopeful that we're still online this place in January. And can you hear me okay, Pat?
Yes, yes.
Because that's important. So from the Crave, our operator's point of view, things are moving along as well. So we are cautiously optimistic. I did want to take a moment. The board would like to thank the foundation administrative staff for all their good efforts around the holidays to make this place feel like home. They work hard for us. They do a beautiful job of preparing the community center and the facilities for the holidays. And this is just a really good time to take a minute and tell them that you appreciate them, as we all do. The board would also like to, at this time, remember our friend Jeff Randall, who recently passed. Jeff was a United States Marine and an attorney, and he served the community well for many years. He was the Watercrest president, HOA president. He was a member of this board. While he was on the board, he spearheaded the effort to expand our parking lot. He also spearheaded the effort to find a solution to the pickleball problem and found a solution. Pickleball is now a beloved amenity here at Pelican Marsh. And Jeff was largely responsible for helping that happen. He also worked on a project to improve the drainage around the tennis courts. And as most of you probably know, in his role as a retired attorney, was able to help rewrite and to evaluate a lot of the rules and regulations and procedures that we follow here at the foundation. So I would like to ask everyone to observe a moment of silence in the memory of Jeff Randall. Thank you. Okay, Paul.
Steve, while you're on the subject of Jeff, okay, I'm glad there's not a lot of people here. I think not putting out the notice of his death in a timely manner is paramount to real smack in the face. Here's a guy that did everything you just mentioned. We couldn't get out a timely notice to the community. And he was one of the asked for the services last Friday. That's pathetic. I don't know who's supposed to do it, but that is unbelievably poor taste, classless.
Jerry, there were 2 notifications that were put out about Jeff.
Not through the community. The last one came out at 1 o'clock And on top of that, you guys tattooed something that came from the Jewish Federation. It wasn't even original. There were a whole bunch of people at the service that were from the community here, and everybody says, how come nobody knew about it? We were making phone calls. If one of the nice things you could do, okay, is put a plaque on the courts at the brand new, you know, moniker what he's contributed to the community, rather than put his name on the brick that somebody will step on. It is really sad. It should never happen again, especially to somebody that's on the board.
Thanks, Jerry. Hey, treasurer's report?
Me, sure.
Hello, everybody. Time for the treasurer's report. And I see that essentially everybody that's here was here last month. And so I'm going to abbreviate this a little bit because I almost feel like deja vu. The treasurer's report is very similar to last month. And our last month's board meeting was really not even a whole month ago. And so you're not going to see a whole lot of new here. Our revenues and our expenses run better than budget. Fitness revenues, the results continue to run below budget because of the impacts of lower class participation because of COVID. The resale fees, as you know, have been much, much stronger than predicted. And we're already at 169 of our 100 budgeted. And there are 12 more that are pending that haven't closed yet. So we know we're going to be very close to 190 by the end of the year, probably. It's just the cash balance has increased 400,000 from the previous year. The capital fund is at $711,055, even though we have spent $354,000, almost $355,000 on the food and beverage project. And we still have $711,000 in there. Paul, can you give me the next page? Also, anytime I go over this and you miss something, feel free to contact me, or what's even easier is to just go to our website and you can read over this at your own leisure. You can see here at the top row that what our operating fund and our replacement fund and our capital fund are 3 funds. You can see where the balance was on January 1 at the top, and those same fund balances at the very bottom you'll see at the end of October. And you'll see that all 3 of our funds did go up even after these large expenditures. And we've had a lot of expenditures this year. Next page. During the month of October, we did have 9 houses or 9 units close, and we collected those resale fees. None of those were Pelican Marsh residents, so we kept the fees, did not refund any of them, which is kind of amazing. In October, we started out October essentially with no inventory again, and nine units. It seems to stay on track. So it's real hard. Some people are saying, how do you predict next year's sales without any data? And it's impossible. Nobody knows what's going to happen next year. But even now, we're seeing that we're tripping along and still selling houses. So, and that's because people do plan to move and then have unplanned moves. And that's going to keep happening in a community this size. If you look at the bottom, you'll see the net resale fees. We collected the $40,000 for October. $756,000 was our actual for so far this year. COVID did a lot of bad things to the world, but one of the things it did is create more income for us than we expected. So we are far above income because of this housing rush. And that is pretty much sums it up. Everything is looking good. We're above budget almost everywhere where we have income. It's looking good. Our expenses are down in most of the places where we had budgeted expenses. Thank you.
Steve, Nathaniel, what are we budgeting for 2022?
We're budgeting 75 sales. Last year and the previous year, we budgeted 100 sales, guessing that there would be 100 sales. And as you can see, it went crazy this year, maybe 180 by the end of the year, I don't know. But we're guessing 75 because we're starting the year with no inventory and house prices are up. But it could be more or less than that. But 75 is an interesting number because we just raised our resale fee so that it would equal, it actually is going to equal about the same amount of income for us at 75 next year as it would have been 100 houses last year. So that new higher resale fee will help us during this first year of unusually low sales in my best prediction.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions, Sandy?
Yes, Sandy Mitz, why the 9 homes only at 4,000? Why not 45?
Good question. The reason for that is that when someone goes to buy a house and they sign a contract, the rule that was in effect on the day they signed their contract is the rule that we hold them to. So if they bought a house, they signed to buy a house and they knew what their expenses was going to be back when we were charging a lower fee, well, then that's the fee we charge them. But after we enacted the new higher fee, if they sign a contract, then they'll pay the new higher fee.
Well, when did the new higher fee go into effect?
Paul, was that the first day of October?
It was January 1st, 2021.
So.
No, I'm sorry. The question was what day is the new resale fee go into effect?
I think the question actually is what day did it go from 4,000 to 4,500?
Yeah, January 1st, 2021.
So these people just closing that.
Yeah, but there were homes back in late 2020 that signed the contract when the current resale fee was 4,000, but it actually didn't close until January, February 2021. There were total nine homes.
9 out of 169, Sandy.
Contract like 8 months prior?
Oh, no, this is not October. This is the whole year you're looking at. You're looking at the whole year. So those would probably happen in January, February.
I'm sorry. I got confused. It was 9. I Total understand. year. Not 9 in the previous. I received the new one because of the 9 on the top. I thought that was.
I'm sorry.
no.
I was
That's a-
answering the question for the future.
And
That's a
and
coincidence.
Sandy, we've upped the rate. We've upped the rate.
It's a dog in her little thing. She just. Of course.
Okay. Any other questions about the treasurer's report? Paul?
Okay, so so far we're off to a good start with season. It's encouraging to see everyone getting back to their swing of things with all the activities happening around the community center. In fact, last night was our first open mic night of the season. We had over 130 people here in attendance to see their neighbors and friends showcasing their singing and other talents. We also encourage everyone to come out and check out the available exercise classes, fitness and training, pickleball and clinics we have, bocce leagues, and other fun activities the community center has to offer this season. It's hard to believe that Thanksgiving is around the corner next week, actually, with Christmas soon to follow. The staff has begun decorating the community center for the holidays, and we'll be continuing this week and next week on that. Thank you to those residents who have helped surround our tree so far with presents for the Guadalupe Center for Holiday Gift Giving for Children. These presents will be donated to families with financial needs so they can give the presents to their children this season. And we are accepting presents up until December 3rd for those who would like to still donate. Again, as a reminder, this is the time of year which brings out many more residents who are out biking and walking and jogging throughout the community. So please remember when you're driving throughout the community, make sure you and your friends and guests are following the posted speed limits and making full stops at the stop signs. Our goal this season is to keep everyone safe. As Steve mentioned earlier, we're in the final stretch with our construction for our new food and beverage facility. December is going to be a very busy month for us, putting everything together. And so again, please make sure when you're pulling in the parking lot, watching out for all the construction trucks and workers walking across the parking lot and the temporary detour signs we have posted throughout. For those members just getting back for season, please remember that you need to inspect your home for any cleaning and repairs that need to be done. Rainy season causes a lot of buildup and dirt and mildew on your roofs, driveways and walkways, and walls on your home. Remember that the Pelican Marsh rules require that all homes must be kept clean and maintained. So please be a good neighbor and help your Pelican Marsh community looking its best by maintaining your home. Are you receiving the emails for the foundation, from the foundation for about upcoming events and news? Well, if not, please see Linda or Monique in the admin office and provide them with your email address and other contact information so that we can keep you updated on all the information and happenings around Pelican Marsh. Lastly, the staff again, thanks everyone for their support, and we wish everyone a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Safe travels for those who are heading up north to visit their family and friends. Speaking with Patrick, and he said that he and his trainers will be on standby in the fitness center for any residents who need help in removing those extra pounds with all the turkey and other goodies that are consumed over the holidays. That's my report. Any questions?
Thanks, Paul. Okay, on to old business, item 9.1, approval of the 2022 foundation budget. Now, the way this is going to work is I am going to call for a motion. We're going to second that motion. We will then have board comment, then resident comment. If there are any questions, and then we will call the question. So, may I have a motion to approve the 2022 foundation budget?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Are there any board comments? Any audience comments? Okay, let's call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. New business, item 10.1, approval of the design review committee written report. May I have a motion to accept this report as written?
Move for approval.
Second? Have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Do we have any board member comments?
I would like to address the question that Jerry brought up. The Watercrest Watercrest community, the board is making arrangements through Paul on a plaque on one of the benches. We've also extended that invitation to the Watercrest community. I don't know the timeline for that, but the community where Jeff spent a lot of years of his life and made major contributions are just taking that action in his memory.
Thank you, Jim. Any other board member comments? Do we have any resident comments? Yes, Paige.
Paige Genetic Egress. Eileen Bianchi asked me to text her when public comments were on the agenda, so I just texted her, so I know she wants to send in comments. She's in the area, so.
Anything on the,
We have one from a resident, Brent Smith. Where can residents find the report of the design review committee? I think they're on the website. I'll double check, but they should be on the website of the minutes of the design review committee.
Come on up.
Hi, I had a suggestion that Paul Madry made already.
Could we have your name and community, please?
Eileen Bianchi, Montclair. And I had a suggestion that I had. And are we on Zoom?
Can you come a little closer? That way they can hear you. That'd be great.
And it might have been already shared with the board, but I'd like to explain it. My request is for some kind of shade coverings in the outdoor area by the bocce courts. I organize mahjong and like outdoor mahjong. And like pickleball, the numbers are growing exponentially. I now have 55 people on my list, and there will be another 10 more by January.
For Mahjong?
And for mahjong.
That's
And that's
incredible.
not including the mahjong that goes on Sweet Big. This is the overflow mahjong that has been developing. And we were happy to play outdoors when we were 2 or 3 tables, but the shade is so limited with the western sun. We play in the afternoon twice a week. Now, I'm never going to have 55 people on the day, but I'm anticipating that in the high season, I might need 10 card tables out there. And there is no room in the shade for 10 card tables. As you know, the spinners are in there in the morning, and then we have spinning bikes, and then we have the mahjong tables, and then the bocce players come. My suggestion is, and I'm not a designer, but I'll throw it out there. We have a roller shade on the back of the bocce courts. There's a roller shade that protects from the sun. Something like that would require 2 on the south side of the pergola, 2 roll-up shades. There are pillars that would support them. And 2 or possibly 3 on the western side, basically building an outdoor room. And I know that there's some idea for the restaurant in terms of shutters or shades. It would be sun protection, and it would be rain protection, I think. And I don't know about materials or what would be advisable, but anything would prevent a little bit of windy rain, even when we have outdoor parties and the guests overflow to the outside. And I think, and again, I'm not the designer, but I think something that rolls up or is retractable would be important, because on the western side, the bocce players need those shades up in order to have enough walkway around the very first bocce court. They could not go alongside with the shades down. But if they were easy to retract or roll up, you could have them for the mahjong, and the bocce players could move them up. We're out before the bocce players come in. But that's all there is to it. Of course, I'd like it in January. No.
Of course.
I don't even know. Oh, and one more thing. If there could be, and I don't know, again, design-wise, if this is possible, but if there were some kind of screening or covering that could be put on the roof of the pergola, that would prevent rain from coming in. And then we'd really have an outdoor room.
So
I don't even want to mention that when we crowd for the shade, we're up against the doors of the community center, which is probably a violation. I'll just throw that in there. But whatever could be done, I just want to give you fair warning that I don't want 20 of my people coming to the front desk saying you got to do something in the middle of February. Because as you know better than I, there's nowhere else for us to go.
So why is it that mahjong is being played outside?
Well, numbers, basically. When I started playing mahjong, there were no tables available in Suite B. When Jacqueline was here doing activities, she used to drag in card tables and put them in the middle of the aisle, and they were doing makeshift things. And finally, I said I had a group that was growing to 10 or 12 people. I asked Lynn, can we just play outside? And she said, sure. So for the last few years, David has been putting up card tables and chairs for us on Tuesdays and Thursdays outside there by the bocce courts. And when it was a small group, it was very manageable. But people keep learning mahjong and asking to join the group, and I keep saying yes.
I have a couple questions. Paul, is there, off the top of your head, is there a place inside the building that could easily be made into a mahjong room twice a week that is not being utilized at the same time that her group is playing?
Short answer, really no. I mean, unfortunately, in season, when Lynn plans for the big events like last night, we had to accommodate all the rooms to get set up for the party. So that pushes them outside to play cards. There are some days we had the availability in the suites, but not always. So they want a regular, I'm assuming, a spot you can go to and be sure to have set up.
So what time of day do you play mahjong?
1 to 3:30.
What is the fitness room, that yoga room? What's that being used for from 1 to 3:30?
We have, I think there's a yoga class in the afternoon and a couple other classes too. So.
Did you do yoga and mahjong at the same time?
It would be so productive.
Is this high stakes gambling as well?
Oh, no.
Okay.
This is not a money.
This is very so.
I have to recuse myself.
I have a biased board member smiling at me.
Well, thank you, Eileen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Do we have any other resident comments? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Oh, hold on, we had a, oh, there we answered.
Oh, we got one more.
No, we already answered.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. We are.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, tennis, huh?